Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are here today with another stream. One that normally for Retro Monday I would be doing The Godfather right now. However, that isn't loading up in the best way, sadly. So I've had to switch. I had to make that decision on over the weekend of what I wanted to play. And we went with a PS2 game. Well, it was originally a PS2 game. It's now on Steam and it's now on PS5 via the game catalog. I'm doing it via PS5. I did do it via Steam back when I was on YouTube, but I'm doing it on console this time. This is the way I remember it properly. This is the way I fell in love with the game. And I feel like back for when it was made back in 2000, it was very underrated. Because yes, I was essentially 5 when this game came out. I obviously didn't play it back then, but I did play it when I was like in my teen years at least. So I am currently just doing obviously my advertising and stuff. While I'm on Twitter real quick, let me just see. Nope, nothing new. Okay. Sorry, but every time I'm on Twitter, if I haven't checked it, and I'm obviously advertising my streams, I've got to quickly check the Digimon stuff. Okay. Uh, as I do this, but I'll go onto the screen. If it ends up playing this sort of thing, so be it. I don't mind. I didn't want it to like play like twice or anything, so that's why I kind of just.
THQ.
Okay. Now just gonna get the stream up on my phone. Okay. So we're gonna start whole new game.
I am Joseph of Suran, Joseph of Masad, farmer, cotter, plowman, Sahugani, summoner. 9 years ago I destroyed the village of Suran with a power I could neither control nor understand. A power passed down through generations for thousands upon thousands of years. A power I never asked for and never wanted. 9 years ago, raiders attacked Suran. To save my village, I unleashed the demon, and the demon massacred all in its path. The raiders, my friends, my family. The survivors blamed me, and who else were they to blame? I wore the ring. I called forth the demon. And so I left the ruins of Suran in exile and outcast. But I was not alone. My companion was a vagabond named Yago, an old beggar who had come to Suran the year before looking for the child born with the mark of the summoner. Looking for me. Yago said he'd teach me how to use my gift, how to use the ring that only those born with the mark could use. And now we were both vagabonds, hated and feared. We came to the village of Masad, and I threw the ring down a well. I told Yago to go away and never trouble me again with talk of prophecies and destinies. I was finished with my power. I swore on the graves of all who perished in Suran that I would never summon again. But the one thing I tried to escape was the one thing that came looking for me. And that is where my story begins.
The year was 596 Vorno Mediva. 300 years after the Medivan conquest, 1,000 years after the fall of Ikemos, and 12,000 years after the third Arenegeth and the death of Urath, god of the Sudani.
Oh, blimey. Right.
Murad the Usurper, Emperor of Orenia, a realm
Stab.
far to the north across the sea, invaded the
Well, this
shores.
looks a lot smoother than what it did on Steam, I'm not gonna lie.
Riders,
That could
Murad's
just be
soldiers
very well
fought
due to my
against
laptop though.
villages along the Dahu River. One night they came to Masad. The soldiers were looking for a boy with a mark on his hand.
Graphics wise, it sometimes still gets a bit of
Of the summoner.
weird texture glitches or some. But as I say, it's a PS2 version that's being ported over to a PS5. Or emulated on a PS5, because that's just pretty much the entire classic game catalog anyway, it's just emulations of old games, so. That's the entire classics game catalog, is just emulations and stuff. I've got to get used to controls again, good lord. Worked in the fields, planting wheat and rye. The day shadow grew long. Over Nado's hill I saw them ride, 4 horsemen with an army of butchers close behind. Half men, half beasts. Villains from a bad song. They carved poor Ruag in half and attacked us with arrows of flame. We who survived are too scared to stay and too scared to run. I've got a wall katana, let's see. 35. Ooh, 25. No to the wall katana. Shit, sometimes he can actually drop like boots or something as well. He didn't drop that this time though. Maybe one of the others will. I lived a fool and now I'll die a fool. Nord Mother's dream made me fight. I beg of you, bring this sword to my nephew Edith. Dude, you don't need to keep crawling! I'm right here! My grandfather's grandfather made this sword and died long ago on Nado's Hill. He was Falconized standard bearer and the greatest warrior in our village. The blade is ancient, but I've cared for it well. Look how it gleams in the sun. Linnell, never. The blood of my ancestors sanctify this soil. I will die here or live forever. Dead have no use for swords. Give this blade to my nephew, who lives in Linnell. Do you see the serpent coiled around the coat? And he died as those as his last words. Jeez. Okay. I'm more interested in his sword than anything else. Or the hilt of his sword, anyway. Thank you. God, I got such shitty healing for my magic at this rate. On some higher level, it'll be better. But I love the fact that the first ever spell you get is straight up just heal. Ooh, leather boots. Here we go. Bit of extra armor. I was actually going to be doing as much of this as possible for a few reasons. One, just to see how much of it I can actually get done in one playthrough. See how much of it I remember. And the other reason is because at some point in the future, I plan on redoing this as a D&D campaign. I say redoing because I have done it before, but there was a lot of issues during the campaign. And I want to be able to have a campaign that doesn't have problems for once in my life. Okay, so I definitely want to put on sword weapons and healing first. That's a given. Because the better my healing magic, the better I'm gonna actually be able to restore my own health and stuff. Because at the moment, I'm getting the full amount of experience. What is it? I was getting picked up by my mic. Yeah. Okay, so I want that guard away from him, but you don't want to talk to him once he's released, at least not right away. You want to make sure you deal with the guard first, because he'll just alert the guard. Echo's face turns dark with hatred. Oh, it's you, Joseph. What curse have you brought to Messiah? Villain, sorcerer. I'd split your brain pan myself if I could. Over here! The farmer shouts at the top of his lungs. The boy's over here. He has the mark. And yeah, if you'd left any sort of like soldiers alive, they would come looking for your ass. You can also see if any of the dead bodies around the area have anything on them. Also look in the crates and stuff, because you'll find items in there. Oh, did I check the well? I don't think I did. Let's see. 5 gold down in the well. Lovely.
I grow powerful.
That's another level up. As I said, you'd level up pretty easy because you're getting the whole amount of experience. But just like every RPG, the more team members you have, the more the XP gets split between them all. So don't expect it to last. Off screen, I probably will do some grinding. Just to make future battles a bit easier. Okay, I one-shot that guy. That doesn't happen often. More katana and 4 gold. So many worn katanas. I'm definitely gonna be able to sell these for a bit of money. Granted, it's not gonna be much considering, you know, basic beginning weaponry, but it's still something. Keep going with skills every time. Hold on, let's see. I just need 30 more experience. I think the enemy over the bridge is gonna give me that. So I see. Joseph, you must leave my side at once. The soldiers are looking for you. They guard the king's highway, so the river is your only hope. The miller has a boat. Cross the bridge to the mill, but watch out for Rennies. Sail up the Dahu to Lanel, where the king of Medivh holds court. You'll be safe within its walls. And doesn't your friend Yago live there? The vagabond who came to my side with you all those years ago. He said if you ever needed his help, find him in Lanel. You're in terrible danger, Joseph. But how will that beggar save you? These aren't raiders or brigands. Look at their armor, look at their swords. These are Ravenian soldiers, Joseph. Minions of the Emperor. They're burning down the village. Ravenia lies far to the north, beyond the deep waters of the Kadim. I've heard only the stories of traders and troubadours. They say Rennies are savages and blood drinkers ruled by the sorcerer Murod. Lahara, take me if I know. They're looking for a peasant with a mark on his hand, just like the mark you've got. What would they want with you? Aye, I saw one big as my cottage down by the mill. His hammer will take your head off, lad. Go to Linnell, Joseph, and find Iago. If the Rennies are after you, perhaps he knows why. So we've got a bit of backstory with these soldiers now. As they come from Arenia and they're after us for some reason. Under the behest of Murod. Go back. I want to skip the cutscene. I've got to get used to the fact that with this being an emulation of a PS2 game, the controls like start and doesn't actually work for that. I've got to use the touchpad for it. For start and select.
I grow powerful.
Oh, bang on 30 XP. Nice. There we go. So I'm leaving the village as a level 4. That's not bad actually. And I've looted as much as I can, and I've killed as many as I can.
Having eluded the Orenians, Joseph sailed to Lanel, where he hoped to find the old beggar named Iago. In the tongue of the ancient Runari, Lanel means City of Gods. For upon this site, the towers of Iliosi stood. Now Lanel was capital of Medivh, seat of King Bellius VI, descendant of the victors of the Medivhan conquest.
I can go back there if I want, but there's kind of no point at the moment, I think. I'll do a tiny bit of grinding. I want to make sure I'm at level 6, maybe 5 at a push. For some of the stuff that we're going to have to do in a bit. Because we got quite a bit of stuff to do. Oh, I didn't want the Iranians. No. There's a specific type of enemy that I want that is perfect for grinding in these like early stages. Actually, to be fair, in any stage of the game. It's just a lot more difficult to come across later. But in the early game, they are amazing to come by. So you've got different types of encounters. You've got ones with soldiers from Avenia. You've got ones from that are going to be like creatures, like straight up just wildlife. You got them during the day. You've got different ones during the evening where they'll either be like again soldiers from Avenia or straight up just undead. Like no joke, like skeletons and shit. Am I just gonna keep getting these guys? I really hope not. I wanna get the basites and shit to show you what I mean. There's also another reason why I want to show you the basites. Cause like there is a quest that you can fully take advantage of, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, I got a nighttime one. So yeah, this one's the undead one. Lovely. The undead are actually a lot more of a pain in the ass to kill. Well, let me hit you, Jesus. That is my issue with the undead. These ones in particular are just like extremely defensive for some reason. Like they can block and dodge so freaking easily sometimes. It's insane. Then you got ones like that that basically all RNG on what the enemy is gonna do. But either way, like some of the enemies are a genuine pain in the ass. I love it though, because it does give you a nice challenge, even like early game. Ah, here we go. This is more like it. Trying to clear out the map of these ones. So these are the basites. There's green, brown, red, I think even blue. I think maybe even a yellow one. And then you got the baby basites. Baby basites you won't see much. In early game, if you want to grind, these I want to say what you want to go for as much as possible. Nope. Don't even. What on earth is going on with this green basalt? Also, can this camera zoom out a bit? Alright. Yeah, when it comes to stuff like that and the mapping goes a bit nuts, you gotta get in the way and... Not a new combo attack, good. I'll equip that in a bit. Skills. There we go. Yeah, sometimes the mapping can go a bit screwy Well, as I was saying, so yeah, you won't see the baby basites all that much. There is like one area where you've got quite a few of them, and that's in the sewers. Um, Otherwise, yeah, only other place to see them will probably be in like, I think they're also in one of the ruined cities you gotta go to. You want to get rid of the green ones as fast as possible, because these these green ones hurt and can potentially poison you. So yeah, you wanna deal with the green as soon as possible.
I grow power.
Oh, that's a level up. Got to level 6. But yeah, for XP, these things are just absolutely beautiful. Yeah, the green ones, highly offensive and can poison. Brown is extremely defensive. Yellow does magic. Red is just kind of like the green. Actually, no, red is kind of like the browns. They're a lot more defensive. Blue is like the greens. They just lack the poison. Nice, nice. That's so cute.
I grow powerful.
Christ alive, I've gone up 3 levels in this one map. Actually, no, I was level 5, so go from level 5 to level 6 to level 7. Yeah, I got to the point where I'm now learning holy magic, which is good because holy is like buffing up the party. You can also debuff the enemies with it as well. So Holding is your buffer slash T buffer. Then you've got your healing. You get fire, cold or ice, energy, which is technically lightning and stuff. No. What else is there? I think then it's like sort of like curse magic, you know, dark magic. So that's one half of the map cleared. And 859. Yeah, I think I might end up leveling up again at some point in this map. Okay, so let's... You gives a regenerate. You're actually here. So because at the moment, with me constantly doing my like combos and stuff, I'm running out of AP now. AP is also what you need to use for like magic, summoning, stuff like that. It can recover over time just by walking about a bit or just, you know. Ideally, you don't want to fight without having any sort of ideally don't want to fight without having any sort of AP because that'll put you at a serious disadvantage. Come on. Okay. Let's go for this green one.
I grow power.
As you can see now, it's starting to get heavy on stuff as well. So yeah, we're gonna be getting quite a lot of skills. We can sort of build them depending on how we want to build up Joseph. Same with any of the other characters as well. But for now, obviously, we can only focus on Joseph. Oh. Oh, hell yes. I didn't think I'd be getting one of these this quickly. Enough health, we get some extra HP. God, I'm kind of tempted to try and find another Bassite Horde just to see if I could get another one. Yeah, let's try and find another Bassite Horde to try and get another Ring of Health. Because the Rings of Health are extremely good. Oh, yes. And then Chain Silence. Nice. Another combo move. And obviously, as you can see, we're getting like 300 XP for every basite now. So we're starting to get a lot more XP. You know, we're going to obviously level up a bit quicker. You okay, honey? You okay? Good.
I grow powerful.
Oh, now we have fire! There we go. Yeah, obviously, because the basites kind of grow with us. So the stronger I get, the more HP and stuff they get. It's a bit of a pain, but it's worth it, if I'm honest. Move now. Yes.
Okay.
Nice. What do you mean? You think you know what you're doing? So what's just happened? Oh, you got all like the DLC and stuff? Nice. For a minute I thought you were asking me, oh, do you just pick up everything in the game? I was just like, yeah.
Yeah.
No, as in like for the game I'm playing.
Oh.
Cause you asked if right after I picked up yet like another container. And you're just like, do you pick up everything? I was just like, yes!
No.
In this game, it's best to be a loot goblin.
Oh, that's me.
Yeah, and in this game, it's me as well. I am a loot goblin in this game. Especially considering your inventory is infinite. Don't ask me how that works, but it is. Oh, I know how it's possible. The ass of holding. That's a little inside joke between me and my partner. We always question how like characters have like are able to carry literally everything that they pick up in a game. And we just came up with the ass of holding.
I grow powerful.
Okay, so I've managed in the space of an hour. I've managed to max out my sword weapons and my healing. And I'm halfway through with holy. And I'm level 10.
Wow. I changed my plan.
Oh yeah, what have you changed it to? Ah. Actually, the thing is, just before stream, I've read an article about Persona 4 Revival having DMR, which is essentially, I think it's just to sort of like protect, basically the game, like the devs and stuff have put it in there to sort of like protect the game and shit from people trying to pirate it and stuff. And apparently people are annoyed at that.
Oh, lovely.
Because I actually had to look up what the hell a DMR is for video games. And yeah, it's to like protect the properties, stop it from being pirated and stuff. And I was just like, why are you guys angry about this? Is it because you won't get to mod the game? Because I know some people do try to mod Persona games, I think. Like, is that the reason why you're so angry? Like, I don't get it. Like, what? So essentially, yeah, like, I don't think people can, like, tamper with it or something. I'm just like, to be fair, this is the thing with console players such as myself. We don't really need to worry about that. Because we gotta legitimately buy the game anyway to be able to play it. Unless it comes out on, for the Xbox, it'll be Game Pass. For me, it's PS Plus. Like, I don't need to worry about it, because like, I can just straight up, I just straight up have to legitimately buy it anyway.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, it's me.
Yeah, but it was on the Steam page that I was on, DMR.
Yeah.
And people were just upset about it for some reason. So I'm just like, well, what's the issue? I mean, if it has its own launcher, like you buy the game and you get its like own launcher for it or something. Yeah, I can see that being a little bit annoying, but like, again, it's it's the game that they've made. If they want to protect it from people trying to pirate it or mod it or tamper with it in any way, of course that's what they're gonna do. And they have every right to do so. It just baffles me. Oh yes, another ring of health. Equip. That increases my health. So let's see. So yeah, it increases my health by 30, which early game is fantastic. And if I ever want to sell them, they're worth 5,000 gold. Like, you want to get rich quick, farm basites. I am not joking. For anybody wondering, I think it's been about a couple of years ago. So there's a little side quest in the city that we're about to go into once we've dealt with this section. In Old Linnell, like in the sort of like very old district of it, there is a side quest for essentially someone asking you to bring him Basite tails. I take full advantage of this because he does give you gold for it. And I think the most amount of Basite tails I've ever handed in is about 2,000. Yeah. And I shot Reese at the same time. He was just like, bro, you need to stop. I'm just like, never. Probably won't do it on screen here. I'll probably wait till I'm off screen to do such a thing again. I don't want to bore people with farming basite. So welcome to Linnell. Did I accidentally skip the little thing for stuff? Dragon the Sailor, who's lost his lucky charm. Okay, so let's see. So, if you go to the question, let's see. So there's also in a game a chance against a gambler named Ivis. Well, he shouldn't have been gambling, but I don't care, man. So the guards are just straight up like, even hiring like homeless people or old people to fight in the war with them. Like getting them ready for the war and shit, right? I guess the soldiers just see him as an easy thing to do. Ah, the Gemari. Rest your scythe and join the Gemari. End the reaping and the gleaning. Let freedom be your master. Why chain yourself to the land? The king lives off your blood and toil. I mean, true, but king isn't the only one that the farming, you know, provides for. So, anything I can loot from? No? Wow. This is a bit stingy. Hey man, look. Fish.
Uh-huh.
They're not the fish, but they're fish. Let's see, what does the grizzled soldier have to say? The Winnies are a vicious horde. Their swords are sharper and faster than any blade this side of the Kadim. And their cannons are dragons of brass. Hey, don't be bringing dragons into this, thank you very much. So each merchant will have different things that you can sell to them because some of them are a bit stingy and just like, yeah, you can only sell us like weapons or whatever. I can kind of understand why, but it is a slight pain in the ass. Crazy Ivan! I'm muffled up of the staring with orbital. I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch it. Is eating Burbot Doctor Revim Oxcart? Lola and Rima treasured Clotlo Hinway 40 drinkable. Feel like when I'm reading this out, do you remember that scene from My Wife and Kids where Michael and Janet were acting a bit doolally in front of Michael? I'm feeling like I'm that when reading this out. I love how the last sentence is Mishkish fish. So, this is the particular fish that caused it all.
Get it?
Yep. Party acquired fiery fortune.
Get it?
Yep. This is what was inside the fish.
Nice. Red.
So, it has a chance to do fireball.
Eat it. Well, can I go for it?
What? Your character's a cleric, yeah?
Yeah.
Do you think you'll be using a sword? I mean, I guess you could for close combat, but like...
Yeah. I want fish. I'm a character that's pliable.
Honestly, yeah, you would be, and that terrifies me.
Yeah, I want that. I'm happy.
Friggin' cleric that will do fireball. Friggin' Christ, that is genuinely actually terrifying.
Yeah, I'm ready. That's pretty long.
Okay, so this one wants us to essentially take care of some robbers. Now, when I did the campaign, I did it as silk and stuff, whereas in the game it's actually spices. Hmm?
Scale? Fireball. Serves you nicely afterwards. Oh, hell yeah. Very nice. Yes. That is what I
Oh, yeah, what's going on here? Just got an email. Oh, is it time for that already?
What?
They've upgraded our existing water meter.
Oh,
We'll be in your area within the next 3 weeks to replace your current meter with one of our new smart water meters. Even the water meters are being classed as smart now?
oh.
And we don't need to do anything because obviously the water meters are outside and stuff, so we legit don't need to worry about it. Damn, okay, I didn't know water meters were getting like smart versions of them now. That's honestly going to be really good. We probably won't have to pay like 33 quid on water now. It'll be interesting to see how much it'll be. Alright, now to find the robber. Sorry folks, it's just I just got that email from the water company up here where we live. I'm just like, oh yeah. Not the encounter we want, but if I do this carefully, I could potentially get some decent loot. There's a fireball. It's already triggered. Hey, Van. Fireball. It's not as wide in D&D as it is. So, it's not as wide in game as it is in D&D. In D&D, obviously, fireball is a lot wider than just 4 squares. But, you know, they had to balance it out in this game. Not like this is a D&D game. A D&D game anyway. But there is a funny little thing at the end of the credits that I will happily show you guys once I'm done with the game. Apparently, according to the AI, there's going to be a chance of rain tomorrow. Bear in mind, it said near us, not actually where we are. More on about the next village over. But, I mean, to be fair, if the rain does come by, keep the windows open, as long as it's not too heavy, and we'll be fine. Got some nice cold air in. Oh god, there's 4 enemies. No! Low and away. Never face more than what you think you can handle, and when it comes to the undead, unless you've got like constant access to powerful fire spells, you don't want to be facing them. Uh, 30s are usually on the ground floor, aren't they? I think so. I don't know, it's been a while since I've done Persona 5. I'd have to actually play the game myself to fully get through. Yeah, if anybody wondering, Rennie's playing her first ever Persona game, Persona 5 Royal. Well, her first Persona game that she's owned. So she might be asking me an occasional question. I'm hoping from one of these, like, hooded figures I'd be able to get a quilted holy robe or something, but it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. Got 46 gold from an undead thing. I don't really tend to face the undead at the beginning. It's too much of a hassle when you're by yourself. Once you have like an extra person or two, they're fine, but until then, no. Okay, not the encounter I wanted, but screw it, why not? I did definitely take that quest, didn't I? No question myself. Yeah, I did. Oh, very cool. She's there waving about caramel crispy by Emma first. Anybody won't fight lizard people? I heard fight lizard people is a delicacy.
I grow powerful.
I just set off like 3 fireballs in a row though. That is not necessary. Okay, let's heal up a little bit. Okay, that did jack for us. There we go. So that's just your way of telling me you want me to take one now. Okay, brown Bassai, come here. Gotta love that flat face, and look at that. That flat head. Honey, look at that flat head there.
Oh, yeah.
PS2 graphics, man, you gotta love them. They create such weird creatures. Gotta see if I can, like, change how they look for when it comes to the campaign for this. When I do it for D&D. Sort of update it a bit. I should get a regenerate going. There we go. So there's still got half of the map to take care of in terms of the Bassites, and then it's back to trying to find that thief. if I keep getting bass eyes whilst I'm trying to find the thief, I'll probably kill like 3 of them and then leave, because like I don't want this to just be bass eye grinding when I'm actually trying to do stuff. Right? You know, I only stream for 4 hours. There's only so much I can do. I genuinely wish that this game got like an actual HTV master. But I don't think they'll ever do it, sadly.
I grow power.
Because if this got a HTV master, like, it's just a case of just upping the graphics. I would be very happy with that, because like, it deserves it. It is such a good game with an amazing story. I just think for the time where it came out, not many people knew about it, because you had like other big time RPGs like Persona and stuff. So stuff like this kind of flew under the radar, sadly. And the thing is, I think it was my parents that bought me this. I'm not sure exactly what enticed them to buy this for me, but it was definitely a purchase well worth it. I was a case of I just asked them to buy it for me because I saw it or something. I was a kid, I didn't have money. I apparently was supposed to get pocket money, but I never freaking saw any of it. We got a sparing of health, that's gonna be 5,000 extra money. Also, I love how Fireball is such a low level fire spell in this. Because I just leveled up Fire to level 2 and I've got Fireball. Like, it's such a low level fire spell. Although compared to some of the other fire spells that are going to be coming up, yeah, Fireball doesn't hold a candle to him. Okay. Let's see. Will I be able to find the lobber this time? More basides. I love my basides, but don't keep giving me them right now. I'm streaming. This isn't a baside grind. Baside grind will come after stream. Come on, you blasted baside, come on. If I want to do a baside grind, let me out of here. Just die. I'll do a couple of years each time you show up now, but that's it for a bit. I have stuff off screen I want to do, but... Right, come on now, let's find this robber. Oh, no, undead. Nope, we don't deal with the undead, thank you. Yes, I'm able to kill them, but I don't deal with them this early. Not unless I got backup. Morbasites. It shouldn't be this difficult to get the encounter that I'm after. I don't know what's taking the mick with this. Well, this is the case of the RNG of the game. Here we go. Now we got the one we're after. Now, I can choose to either kill him or spare him. Which should I do? Well, here's what I'll say. I've had word of you, stranger. You've been sent by that spice merchant, haven't you? Yes. He has so much and cannot spare any for others. We rob his wagon so that the poor might live. So essentially sort of like a Robin Hood sort of thing here. He's the richest merchant in Linnell, and he is ever greedy for yet more wealth. Not content with his riches, he covets my magical bow. If I surrender the bow, would you leave us in peace?
What the hell?
It is a sort of Robin Hood situation, like he's robbing from a rich person to try and help out the poor. So yeah, we'll just leave him in peace if he surrenders the bow. And take it and curses follow you for your ill choice of patrons. I mean, to be fair, it's better than fighting all of you lot, so I'll take the curse. Okay, 500 XP and 10 gold. Okay, so to this person, they sell for 3,490. Bit of a rip off, those Rings of Hells, but you know, money is money. Why? You need to top sum it up. Which is? Huh? One second, folks. Let me just mute for that. Alright, and I'm back. Sorry about that. I had to. Ren wanted to discuss stuff. Yeah. She wanted to get a dog toy for her mum's new dog. Right. So with the rubber done, let's go into the main city now, the marketplace. Swordsman. No, I don't think I'll need that. I've maxed out my swordsman stuff, so. I think the next thing in terms of weapons will be heavy weapons, but you know. I probably will be for a little bit either. Shady trader. I like rubbish trader. $15 gold. You're gonna get as a dinosaur. Yeah. So say hello to old Linnell. Very run down, very poorly looked after. That's cute. Okay, so let's see what stuff do I need to get. Probably some better gloves, better boots, better bones, better everything really. So let's. I essentially just got regular leather boots. So let's do. I've already got a lot of gloves, so again. Could get that, or I could get the leather jerkin, which is more. These are for fleece, but she'll already have them equipped, I believe. It's up to you. So now, my protection, due to all of my armor, is now 49. Not bad. Well, now it's becoming too dangerous for the Iranians. Many have gone into hiding or left the city. Only a handful remain, and at their peril. This house belonged to an Iranian merchant. Irenia and Mediva are now at war, and the Iranians who have lived peacefully in the north find themselves victims of reprisals. An angry mob burned this house down and our friend has disappeared. If you hear anything, let us know. Our friend's name is Jinyan. I'll reward you for your trouble, but please be discreet. What are we going to do? We've got 5 families living in our house. There's not enough room to sleep if only we had the money to buy a shop across the river. 5 families in the house? Jesus! Ah, you I definitely want to talk to and take the quest from. Because you give me a powerful weapon. Well, powerful early on. Bring me 3 shards of glass. Red, green, and blue. If you bring all 3, I will give you something special in return. It's a treasure only the Gamadi know how to make. The king offers no protection. The city guard does nothing but watch while mobs beat us and burn our houses to the ground. As much as the Medivans hate the Emperor, we hate him more. Damn. You know your country's messed up if you hate the ruler of the country that you used to be from. In the wrong part of the city, farmer. This is the keep, not the marketplace. We'll not peddle your vegetables here. Aye, in the days of the old princess, they called it East Keep. And here the first kings of Mediva lived. Now it's the royal prison. All the undesirables are kept here. Madmen, outlaws, vagabonds, traders, and even a few Iranians. For their own protection, with the Rennies burning and pillaging up north, the townspeople are getting violent. We keep them here so they don't get hurt. Jinyan? Ah, he's the Rennie whose house burned down. We got him in here, but until I get a release order, he's not going anywhere. A letter from the royal justice here, saying he can go free, but take my advice, farmer. You'll never set foot inside the palace, let alone get a release order. That's what you think, you jackass. I know exactly how to get a release order. Ooh, you're Ivan. Ivis, I mean. They have the sailor's lucky charm. You mean that Aaron? I saw it to Gavin the pawnbroker in your city. Go ask him about it. God, imagine just pissing away your entire day's wage on booze just because you hate your job. Like, nah, man. Alright, and here's the cleaner that gives us money for basite tails. 50 gold per basite. And obviously, of course, you have to bring in the tails. And it's pretty much endless until I think until like Metaverse legit like burning down around you. So we still got quite a ways to go for that. All I need is information where the smugglers are hiding the goods. Give me a location and a piece of evidence. And you'll earn Tancred's gratitude. He's a generous man no matter what his enemies say. Honestly, yeah, he's actually a good soul. I'm not gonna deny that. I've played this game so much I actually know what the actual situation is with him. Right. Shopkeeper, what do you have? Not what we wish. Oh, made my force up. These young men marching off to war. I helped bring them into this world. If they only knew how their mothers suffered to give them life, they'd not rush so quickly toward death. Damn, okay. Yeah. Sewer cleaner, musician, tinker, Iranian, barber. Nothing in those crates, sadly. Nothing in any of these crates either. I wish I made tables. Upon a table, a feast is served amid laughter and revels. A coffin is a box of sorrow that brings no joy to good hearts, and yet coffins will have to do. I'm not surprised. They're in war, so of course things are gonna be like this depressing, but Jesus. I need a release order. Need a venom sprung from the keep? That will cost you 25 gold. Easy. Forger inspects each coin carefully. In my line of work, you learn not to trust appearances. Now, what's the prisoner's name? Jinyan. The forger pulls out a scroll and inscribes Jinyan's name on the pouch. Here you go. The seal will appear genuine enough to the guard. Farewell. I tend to bribe the guard with a little extra money just to grease the palms a bit. Where's that guy that tends to walk up and down this road? Ah, here you are, Gavin. Aye, but I've sold it already to a merchant. Aguila, the name was. He has a stall in Avron Market. There we go. Okay. I love that. I need that bit. Should I just give him 20 gold? It's just like, ah, it seems legit. Too many eyes watch the gates in the light of day. Honestly, yeah, letting him out at night is the best thing at that point. Now go back to his friends and tell him that he's gonna get released. Oh yeah, this guy always wants you to like lie to him as well, so that I didn't forge it. Eureka Farms, a village boy you are, a tiller of northern soil. I too was a northerner once, a farmer of rich lands. My name matters not, for I have nothing in this world. I lost my land and my gold, and now I've lost my eyes. Yes, that apothecary made off with them. Plucked them right from my skull, he did, the vile toad. Crafting an elixir, he said, needed the eyes of a beggar. Well, I am a beggar, but now I have no eyes. I mourn my land and gold no longer. But how I mourn my eyes. Half my world stolen from me. Wait, half? Half your world? What's the other half then? Go ask the apothecary, and if you are clever, fetch my eyes from him. My possessions are few, but I promise a reward. A burly man in a bloody butcher's apron weeps before you. Cruel gods, the doll fell down the well and now is lost forever. Aye, no ordinary doll this was. I bought it from a witch for my girl. Oh, sorry. For my girl was sick and the doll cured her ills. But now the doll's lost, and I fear my daughter will die. See, this is the great thing. Even this game shows witches in a bit of a good light. If he went ahead, bought a doll from a witch, and has cured his daughter. I'm sorry, witches are not evil. Some of them can be good. Elixirs and potions, unguents and bars, that is the apothecary's craft. Because yes, I have the eyes of which you speak, but I require them to make an elixir. I am brewing a concoction of mendicant vision. One who imbibes this potion will gain the gift of special sight. You shall perceive the generosity of others. Those who are the most generous will be the most willing to part with their gold. Well, not for free, of course, but perhaps we might barter. I desire something worth more than this potion of mendicant vision. In the hills west of Lanel, there lives a rare and elusive fire salamanca. Slay the salamanca and bring me its tongue, and I will give you the beggar's eyes. Now we'll have to go kill a fire salamanca. So glad I upped my friggin' defense. Aquilo, did you buy any from the ball breaker? Yes, but I've given it to my mistress Dharma. Her husband is master at the Baker's Guild, and they live on Bergen's Island. the artisan squad. I'm sorry, you have a mistress who is married? I swear to God, I'm hoping back then that mistress meant something else than what I'm thinking. Right, into the hills I need to go. So I need to be in this section. Ooh, am I gonna get my fire Salamanca? Nope, nope, nope. Oh, God damn it.
I grow powerful.
What? Oh. Okay. Not a desirable confrontation, that. Need my AP back so I can heal. Let's see. God, these steel golems are such a pain in the ass. What if I have gold? I'll take that. Would have preferred a bit more better loot, but oh well. Now I just gotta wait for my AP to build back up. And that's just a case of time. I'll tell you what. I'll put a regen on, so my health is gonna go back up. And obviously, as I say, I am waiting for my AP to go back up. So what I'll do is I'll quickly go fill up my drink, and I shall be back in just a second, folks. And I'm back. Okay, so we have our AP, well, most of it anyway. Suppose I saw the iron golem floating for a bit then. Now, issue is with these things is that they have a sort of like fire shielding thing. Am I doing legit like no damage to this thing? Okay. Let's fire. Salamanca isn't getting hurt. I need to get a weapon to do some better damage to it. Actually, no. I think I might know the issue why. Maybe if I just switch back to the short sword real quick. We'll go back to the fiery falchion once I've killed it. I don't think it's the case, but it very well could be. It's just material. Yeah. It's because I was using the fire fortune. Oh my god, what is with this freaking bronze golem? Like, can you leave me alone? Oh, it's going after it now. You know what? Yeah, I'm down for that. You two fight each other. Whichever one wins, I'll face. I love when this happens. How? I'm not even fighting anymore. Why did I take damage? Looks like Fire Salamanca's gonna win. Oh, hello. This golem's going for some punches. And it's dead. Right. Obviously I got no XP for that bronze golem, obviously. Not something I killed or even did damage to, so... I gotta fight this Torque. I want to do heavy arms at some point to get some of the more heavier armor and stuff. Because some of the heavy armor is actually the more defensive, which is kind of what you need. Come on, you bastard golem, just go down already. There we go. Okay, so we've got the fire salamanca tongue. The way you immediately just grab that out of the mini fridge then. Just how you saw it and it's just like yoink. Just like, mine? Mine? Okay, so you just missed us beating the fire salamanca. I figured out the reason why I wasn't doing damage to the first one was because I was using the fiery falchion, and therefore that does no damage to it because it's fire. So we had to switch back to the short sword for a small bit. Right, you here's your salamanca tongue. I'm gonna take the... Just straight up the eyes are in a bottle. Okay. I'm surprised you have a bottle big enough for a pair of eyes. The smell of the earth reminds me of my homeland, as rich and dark as the deepest grave. Well, that's a bit depressing. As rich and dark as the deepest grave. Do you have my eyes? Yes, here you go. The beggar gently removes the wet orbs from the bottle and slips them back into his sockets. All of that, he takes them out and they're still wet and just slips them back in. He blinks twice. He gazes into the palm of his hand and smiles. I can see! Thank you, lad. Oh, we've got a blessed circle. Oh, nice. As the beggar looks up at you, a strange expression comes over his face. By the wings of Ureth, it's you! Cursed boy, get away from me! It was you who burned Sirad. You who burned my lands and made me a beggar. Aye, 9 years ago it was, but I remember you. Come to burn Linnell too, have you? Get away from me. So let's see, we've got a blessed circle. Okay, it's not as defensive as the one I've got. I could maybe give that to Fleece though once I get to her. Right, and for now, that's all of Old Linnell that I can do right now. What was that done? God, man, look at those boots. Those steel-heeled boots. Is there a weaponsmith around here? Nope, that's the bookstore. Re-import on wood. Joseph, I heard the Rennies attacked Massad. Have you come to join the king's army? No, but I have a sword for you. Here you go. A sword belonged to my ancestor. He died on Nado's Hill, fighting for Lord Falconeye. If you are giving me this sword, my uncle Isaac must be dead too. Take my weapon, Joseph. I no longer have need of it. We got a bastard sword, everybody. $45 in terms of the power. Two-handed. It can be good, but I much prefer the fiery fortune. Alright, let's get this interaction over and done with. I might still avoid it somehow, but you know. 9 years ago, I swore on my brother's grave that if I ever crossed your path again, I would kill you. Who are you? My name is Jakar. Do you remember me now? Yes, sadly. To think I once called you friend. Have you forgotten what happened at Saran? Hey bitch, I tried to save the village! Save our village? You destroyed it! You killed everyone. You burned our cottages to the ground. No, the demon destroyed Saran. You used your ring and summoned the demon. The ring that Iago gave you. You couldn't control your power and so our people died. You know, I threw it down a bit. Oh gee. You should have thrown yourself in after it. Why are you here? Have you come to destroy Lanel? Look for Iago. That old spider. I've seen him. I'd have cut him in half, but I'm now a soldier in the king's army. If he ever falls from loyal favor, my axe will be waiting. Yep. Told you, when you start dashing, that's it. The camera movement in that game is ridiculous. Yeah. Yeah, let's have a look. Oh, okay, the Persona 5 dancing stuff. Alright, yeah, why not?
And then maybe we wear that. Butler.
Yeah. Where's Iago? Fate is cool. They call him Lord Iago. And he's a counselor of Prince Sornahan. When he came to the city, he was begging in the gutters. Now he lives in the royal palace with the king and queen. You could go to the palace and ask him yourself, but I doubt the guard would let a cotter like you through the front gate. Peasant. Oh. Oh god, Morgana with that nose.
I have to keep it.
Yep. Peasant, serf, villain, plowboy, farmer. Pick a name that pleases you if you don't like cotter. If I ever find you outside the walls of the king's city, I will have my vengeance. No, you won't, buddy. No, you won't. Here's my advice to you. Beware these merchants. They'll cheat you out of every last coin you've got. Fiends of Lahar, there they are. Jesus. Did Agilo give you any? Yes, he did. That rotten skinflint. Who gives his mistress one earring? Does he mistake me for a sailor? I had my servant bring it to Taurus the jeweler. His shop is in the Crown District. He'll tell you how much it's worth. If it's as cheap as I think it is, then Agilo will have to find a new mistress. Oh shit.
Oh.
No. That does not look good.
Be careful.
Yeah, I know you're having fun with that. Okay, so we got another, like, person to deal with who's down in the sewers. Yeah, you gotta keep that nose on Morgana now.
I got it.
He is forever cursed with that nose. Clutching the tools of his trade in his bony hands, the weary old man squinted. No better remedy for these dark times than a lantern made by Chris, master of the fraternity of lantern makers. Sorry, master of the fraternity of lantern makers. What? The sailor weaponsmith scowls at you and says, "What is it? If you wish a sword or armor made, I must insist on payment in advance. My last customer, a nobleman, took a sword he'd commissioned but refused to pay for it. Yes, a servant came to take the sword, saying that my fee would be paid when his master accepted it. 3 weeks have passed and still no fee. I have become desperate. I cannot pay the moneylender unless I collect that fee. The vultures will haul me off to the keep. He ignores me, but if a bold adventurer like you confronted him, he would surely pay the fee. Yes, I'm sure of it. I will reward you richly if you can collect my fee. Do we have a deal?" Now, little did I know at one point, if you deny this quest and then actually take it, it glitches and you can never find the nobleman.
Oh,
It's a really bad glitch.
you don't want that.
Exactly, so you have to accept it no matter what if you want to find the nobleman and help the guy out. I guess it does kind of stop people from button mashing, which sometimes I am famous for. But with games like this, I actually like to actually read through the dialogue at times. Got some really good shit. So off to find the nobleman. Oh no, my god, that looks so weird. Oh my god.
I'm keeping it. I'm keeping it.
So for anybody who's wondering what's going on, obviously as I said earlier, my partner's playing Persona 5 Royal, the first ever Persona game that she's owned. And she's got the DLC, which means she's also got a bunch of costumes. She's given Morgana an extremely long nose like Igor's. And some of the animations now, because of it, just looks extremely weird. It's insane.
It's the best thing.
Right, here is the nobleman. Lord Corel. Speak your business, knave. And remove yourself from my sight. I'm in the middle of a hunt. Have you paid for that sword? No, but I shall make you pay for your insolence, mongrel. No one asks such questions of Lord Corel. I will give you the sword, but on one condition. You defeat me in combat to the death. So in other words, if I want to get the sword, I have to kill you and then loot you for it. Alright. Of course, he decides to be cheeky and takes out his weapon first and swipes at you, but this is why you get the fiery falchion. But how? Lord Corell is a mighty warrior that only a fool would dare attack. No matter, I'll sell this sword and pay my debts. Please accept this axe for all your trouble. And we've got a Medovan hatchet. Nice. Okay, and for now, that's essentially this marketplace dealt with. Now for the posh quarters. Would you like some wine whilst we're in the posh quarters? You chose it wrong and actually no wait, hold on. What is it? Is this a case of you getting the pixie?
She isn't.
Yeah, just click fine. I'm so glad it's just when he's like that and not when he's an actual cat as well.
Yeah.
Just imagine that long nose constantly poking out your bag. Being a bold warrior, you have come at an opportune time. And beside myself with worry, something precious has been stolen from me. Family heirloom, pilfered from my chambers. It's a signet ring, once owned by my ancestor, the Lord of Duvermil. Our family lost our lands and titles in the Civil War of 217. I will offer a substantial monetary reward for the return of my ring. None whatsoever. I suggest you start by speaking to my wife and the chambermaid. Perhaps you will see what we have missed. Well, your wife is probably annoyed / jealous / thinks it's the chambermaid. And the chambermaid will actually have the answer. Cordelia, God. I have no time for idle gossip. My servants are idiots and they require my supervision. What does it take to get honest work from them? A larger stick, I wager. God almighty, do you beat your slaves with a stick? Christ. Well, servants, actually, I should say. They still get paid. Tell me about the thefts. The thefts? So has my husband hired you to solve this little mystery? Fool! I told him to speak to the guard, but he doesn't listen. As for the thief, I can tell you who she is. The chambermaid, of course. She cleans the chamber, doesn't she? She's the only one who goes in there besides my husband and me. Not yet, but I'll catch the girl before too long. She'll be cleaning the privy in the keep when we're done with her. Alright, chill the fuck out. I have an idea about the theft, but no one listens to me. I think it's sewer rats that do the stealing. I hear them in the walls, scurrying and squeaking. The city is rotten with them, even the fine houses in the Crown District. How do I know? Maybe they like shiny things. Where can I... Man, look at that. You should have asked where can I find the sewer rats. It's in the friggin' name. I'll give you 3 guesses, you daft pig. God, at times Joseph is a bit dense. Wow, toys. Only the nobles could afford Iranian silk and jewelry. How could a king pass an edict without provoking a war? Could Dharma servants bring money? Perhaps she intended to, but she never made it to my shop. As she was crossing the street, the poor girl was trampled to death by a horse. God, that has to be the worst way to go, being trampled by a horse. A royal herald came galloping through the city as if chased by Lahara and her 40 minions. She had the misfortune of being in his path. Aye, a pity that was. I don't know about an earring, but I did see something strange. I chased away a rat that was sniffing around where she lay. As the rat fled, I saw he had a shiny object in his mouth. Perhaps that's the earring you're looking for. I'll speak to Humbus, the rat catcher. He works in this district. Maybe he has seen the rat. And all of this for a friggin' sailor's lucky charm. And it only gets worse, because once I speak to this rat catcher, I won't be able to get any more stuff about it until I'm in Arenia, which is the second half of the game. War brings out the rats. They smell the blood. As long as there's war, famine and plague, the rat catchers will have coins in their purse. Seen him? I've caught the thieving vermin. Sorry, mate. I gave the earring to a friend. Aye, his name is Cheng Dai, and he's halfway to Arenia by now. The Rennies aren't safe in Lanel these days. I told Cheng Dai to make a run for it and gave him the earring for good luck. Look for him in Arenia, you fool. What did I just finish telling you? Yeah. You okay? So we should go in. Ah. You've not learned it yet, that's why. You're not far enough to have learned it. Yeah, because you learn it on the upper floors. I think by that time you got Anne with you. Just hide behind the pillars and wait for them to turn around. They're thick as, they're dense as hell.
Should I ambush any of them?
I would recommend trying to do so, yeah. Personally, I try to ambush all the enemies in the game, but yeah. I kind of lost my track there. Where was I going? Ah, here we go. I just found volume 83 of the complete Encyclopedia of Heresies, Heterodoxies, and Apostasies. Oh yes. All I need now are volumes 28 and 67, and I'll have the entire set. Well, these last two volumes will be hard to get. I could use some help. Volume 28 is in the possession of a certain book dealer, but he will not sell it to me. He seems to blame me for the disappearance of his volume 17 a few weeks ago. Of course not, I acquired it from another source later that same day. Here is 250 gold. In the marketplace you will find a man named Bibras. Ask him for volume 28. He will sell it to you once I have the complete set. Once I have the complete set, I will give you something I know you will find quite useful. Well, our other guy gave us 250 gold, but we only really needed to pay 200 for it. You're not having a good time, are you?
He saw me as I was about to take cover. That's fine, man.
Yeah. I have the book. Ah, volume 20. Excellent work. All that remains is volume 67 and may set his. To find this book, you must go to the monastery of Iona. If the rumors are true, that volume is hidden somewhere on that island. Why, what was the nose doing that caused you to get distracted? These are hard times for honest mummers. The people frown at our pratfalls and laugh when Ursi dies upon a sword. May Lahara yank their beards. Lokaru will perform Prince Carrig on our stage in a fortnight. It's a tragic tale of love and betrayal, but if I ever have to do that play again, I'll eat my codpiece. I don't think you want to be eating your codpiece, my dude. Ooh, what's down here? God, this is like a never-ending walkway. Jesus. Okay, so there's frick all down here. Temple Plaza. Okay. So in here I'm looking for an item and one quest. Okay, I found the item. Now I just need to find the quest. Here we go. I have no time to speak to you of gods and rights. One of our order has gone missing. This is a matter of grave concern for the priests of the High Temple. An initiate named Eladak, a word of great promise. His cell was found empty 3 days ago. No word from him since. Help. I imagine there is nothing you can do. This is an internal matter. However, if you should hear any word about young Eladak, tell us at once.
Yeah, it's a bit.
Belphegor. Okay, so for this quest we need to go talk to a beggar man in the marketplace. This one is a bit of back and forth for a little bit until it just says to basically go to Iona. I'll progress this as far as I can and then I'll end off because the next main thing that I can do is not going to have much time to be done, so I'll save it for like start of next stream. Yeah, so here's essentially my quest right now. So I've got the infestation, which will disappear later in the game. Salt smugglers, that requires me to go into the sewers, as does the ragdoll. That requires me to go to Arenia. I think there is a shard down in the sewers as well, so there's one there. That's also the sewers. That's also the sewers. Need to go to the Corsani's area for that. That's Iona, and that's the one I'm currently doing, back and forth for a bit and then Iona. So, quite a few in the sewers for a little bit. Alright, so now I've got to go back to the temple, and then after I've told the priest, I need to come back to the beggar. So Ghost Priest doesn't believe, so we now have to go all the way back to the Beggar Man. Give him the gold he wants to get the information. Murdoch said something about starting a holy war, but the intricacies of the war. But here the one with this. I don't know if we've already got Medivh versus Arenia. The last thing we need is the Temple of Uras facing the monks of Iona. Now we go back to the Beggar Man. I think we have to come back, talk to the priest, and then that's when we have to wait until Iona to deal with the final bit of this quest. Never.
Um,
I'm well aware. Right, Hierophant. I am Ferenc of Mohano, Hierophant of the Urath priesthood. I am leader of the Order of Urath, sworn guardians of the eternal right. As long as one voice speaks the right, the word shall endure. This has been our mandate since the Erenegeth. The mosaics of the temple tell the story of the Erenegeth, the war of the gods. Do you wish to hear it? Do you wish to learn about the first, second, or third Erenegeth? Or would you rather learn about the death of Urad, god of the Sudani? So we'll start at the beginning, as you wish.
This is the tale of the Erenegeth, the war of the gods. The children of Guval usurped their father, the maker of all things, and Urath proclaimed himself Lord of all creation. But Urath's sister, Nahara, envied her brother's power and sought the throne of heaven for herself. Nahara and her disciples rebelled, and the gods made war against each other. Thus we know this battle as the First Erenegeth. Urath crushed Nahara's rebellion and banished his sister to Kossos, our world, where our ancestors lived and died.
It is worth learning all this.
Among the people of Kossos, Nahara brought chaos and discord. The skies, seas, and plains roiled with war and bloodshed. By Nahara's hand, the children of creation turned against each other. Urath heard the lament from Kossos, and he came down from the heavens. For 100 years, the second Erenegeth raged, until Nahara surrendered. Urath exiled his sister to a prison deep below the earth, a world of fire we would come to know as the Kingdom of the Dead. But Nahara would not concede defeat. She sent forth her minions to steal the souls of the dead and hoard them in the halls of her prison. Thus, deep below the world upon which we stand, our souls shall be doomed to endure all eternity. With a vengeful fury, Urath swooped down from his throne and struck the earth with his sword. The very stones that hold our world together split apart. This is how one kingdom became many. Mediva, Orenia, and the islands beyond the far horizon. And so began the third Arenegeth, the final battle of the gods. Defeated once again, Nahara begged for mercy, and Urath relented. But then, as she embraced her brother, Nahara plunged a dagger in his back. Her minions fell upon him and tore the flesh from his bones. As Urath died, the winged Sudani fell from the sky, their god destroyed. The cities of glass shattered and became the Vahiomo, the Sea of Stars. This is how our people lost their wings at the dawning of the chaos of 10,000 years. The story of creation begins with Guval, the maker of all things. From the tree of 7 branches, Guval carved the spheres of creation, Urgal and Kosas. Urgal is the city of light and joy that lies beyond the Vahiomo, the Sea of Stars where Aladi keeps watch. These are the white spires of heaven, beyond the fires that vanquish night and winter. Kosas is the world, and here we have lived since the firstborn. The sea and the mountains, the fish and the birds, and all people of all kingdoms belong to Kosas. In Kosas we live, and in Kosas we shall die. Guval, the maker of all things, created his children, Amesido, god of the sea, Nahara, goddess of the flame, Vadagar, god of the earth, and Urath, god of the sky. From the white stones of his city, Guval cast down his children. Never shall you cross the gates of heaven, said the maker of all things. Here I am Lord, and I shall rule so all creation knows my tyranny. Kosas shall be your kingdom and your prison. The children of Guval gathered at the center of the world, and there built the city named Imeose, for all would know this place as the city of gods. Urath said unto them, Here we shall make a people to serve and worship us. This very temple was built upon the city of Imeose, for Manel means city of gods in the tongue of the old Runari. In the forge of the gods, the children of Guval created the 4 tribes of the world, the Kosani of Vadagar, the winged Sudani of Urath, the Munari of Amesido, and the Horror's infernal Odoni. We are the descendants of the Sudani, though we lost our wings in the Arenegeth. Stone by stone, the children of Guval built the Tower of Ina to reach beyond the Vahiomo, where Amadi keeps watch. Up the winding stair they marched to Urgal, the shining city of light and joy. The walls of heaven fell. From the white spires of Urgal, Urath banished his father, the maker of all things. Cursing his children, Guval set the celestial sphere in motion. As the seasons turned, death came to Kosas, and the children of the 4 gods grew old and died. The windows of our temple also tell the story of doomed Iona, daughter of Amasido. Vardagar, god of the earth, fell in love with Iona, enraptured by the beauty of her song. Vardagar raised Iona's palace above the waves, but as a fish cannot live out of water, Iona perished in her lover's arms. Amasido grieved for his daughter and swore vengeance. With a great wave, he struck the earth and flooded the cities of the Kosani, children of Vardagar. Those who survived the deluge fled to Sanavar, mountain of the wise, where they await the return of their god.
Okay, and we've learned everything we can from this guy for now. We'll have to come back to him a bit later. Because of the fact that the next main thing is me going into the sewers, then trying to find Iago in the palace and stuff, that's gonna take more than the time that we have left. So I'm gonna be ending a bit early, and we'll get to that stuff next Monday, but when we carry on with this for Retro Monday. Until then, I shall see you all tomorrow for some more Digimon World Next Order. Bye everybody!